I know someone already said this, but Fanservice is anime foundation. The anime manga culture developed and spread because of porno and fanservice. It is in history, it's in the blood, it is indispensable quality. Stop trying to paint anime as if it doesn't come from lazy roots and just accept it, and try to advocate for a better integrated fanservice in show, or just show that are outright fanservice show instead of show where fanservice with intention and seriously due to better integration. Fanservice is the problem. Is the execution? No. Maybe if the fanservice stopped being about high school girl tits or objectifying and demonizing women to the point they become nothing but two lumps of fat in their chest, then we are able to have this conversation. If dumb to assume that all types of fanservice are the same and advocating for all them equally, some are healthier, most are gross, others should maybe even be illegal. Fix the content first and then talk about implementing it correctly. I think a larger part of fanservice stems from Japanese culture. For example, I recently learned that by law in Japan, picture taking sound of cell phone is louder than in other countries. This is because there is such a problem with men taking obscure pictures of women with their cell phone. It's this voyeurism in Japanese culture that I think is a major contributing factor, and is really the industry taking advantage of, and a further fueling it is inappropriate behavior. Anime as a medium for art was established long before the dawn of fanservice, and most great anime uses sexual content, nudity, and sex more tastefully than fanservice does. Most anime don't have fanservice. I would not call the nudity in Ghost in the Shell or Akira fanservice. I can think of very few impressive works of art that do employ fanservice as a trope. Metaphor comes to mind even in the censor version, but the expression proves the rule. Most shows with fanservice are trashy, as the concept of fanservice itself is trashy. In other words, it's cheap thrills. It's a cheap thrills. Personally, I find fanservice a turn off. Boobs and butts constantly show my face annoy me more than anything else. It's trashy and senseless. For those that enjoy it, it's basically the dopamine hit every few seconds with a new lead image flash across the screen. I recognize that it's allowed to exist. I'm not trying to judge anyone for liking it, but I don't think fanservice is good for personal mental health. I wanted to jokingly say that lazy roots are the mentality of Japanese people that simping into everything regarding an anime manga media. Still, after reading a particular commentary, I could not think as a joke. Fanservice, as you said, Kuro, did win some character out of anime. The best example I can think of is Takami from Fire Force. I think the situation was take about everyone and everywhere. There are tons of series but do not rely on fan service, or at least don't rely on it heavily. Yet they'll still do great. All your series too. I agree that education matter. It's not a necessity to have a fan service, since it's not the root or a need. Also, fan service is not a way for someone to trigger partial relationship between fans and the character, which is again not healthy nor normal. And people in the industry know it as something used in our extent. Not because it's a foundation, but because it's a gold mine. It's ours. Also, if the meaning of fanservice is quite extent itself, did I say right? What do you mean is seeing people say that Gojo scene with anime some Dojo fight animation in disguise and Caesar are fanservice, but then the author would not consider them as such. I will not call the nudity in Godzilla a fan service. That opinion that Faceplant expressed and which I agree with. However, I've seen people say that fan service to have any sort of nudity in the sense. It's kind of hard to have a conversation about this when meaning of the word can be taken different by so many people. P.S. I also wonder what triggered you to make this post in the first place, as I've not seen many conversations about fan service as of recently. And it's quite late here, so I open up making some sense in my comment and get to point across.